Hi, this is Kevin Cappel from JetPT Billing. You know, a common question that comes our way is, how should we handle patient statements and when should they be sent? Well, quite honestly, the best way to handle patient statements is to never have to deal with them. And by that I mean making sure that you're always collecting the copays, the coinsurance, and the deductibles at the time of service so that there's never any patient balance lingering on. As much as one tries to do that, however, I'm fully aware that even with the greatest of efforts, there's probably always going to be some statements that need to be sent. I've been in this business for a long time and have dealt with an awful lot of practices, and I can't ever remember one that didn't end up sending some statements at some point anyway. So the best answer is, as soon as there is a patient balance, we want to set that account up to get a statement out the door. And then we want to send one out every 30 days subsequently. If the patient is continuing to make a regular payment, no big deal. Just keep sending a statement out every 30 days. If the patient has not made a payment after 30 days, then a second statement's going to go out. And if you're printing your own statements, one thing you might want to consider is getting a different color paper for those subsequent statements. We have oftentimes used a white perforated paper for when it's in good standing, a yellow for when they're 30 days behind, and then we go to a pink or a red one when it's 60 days behind that. And all we're trying to do is to just create a little more attention, get them to think that, you know what, this is yellow. Yellow usually means caution, and red usually means, oh boy, there's something going on here. So that's one thing that you might want to try if you print your own statements. So if a patient has not sent a payment in after 30 days, they get the second statement. If they still haven't made a payment 30 more days, so 60 days out now, then we're going to send them a final demand notice. And the final demand notice is really starting to put some pressure on. We're trying to really create some urgency on them to get this handled, because if they don't get it handled, well, we don't know what might happen after that, but it's not going to be something good. And so that's the purpose of the final demand. Now, if they have not paid after 2 or 3 weeks from the final demand going out, then what a lot of our clients want us to do is to send a letter out on our letterhead, not their letterhead, but on our letterhead that says that we have audited their account and we still see a patient balance due, and that they've obviously received those services and there have been multiple statements sent, yet they still are not paying. So our attempt here is to try to collect that money, because if it isn't collected, the owner has left us with no choice but to turn it over to a collection agency. And so that's what we try to do, is to get that letter out, again, to create another set of urgency here, to make them think that, hey, maybe this has already been turned over to somebody. Oh crap, I better do something about this. We're just trying to turn the heat up a little bit. And certainly at that point, if 2 weeks after that letter goes out, they still have not responded, well, they probably aren't going to. And so at that point then we go back to the client, and it's up to the client to decide if they want to send that account to collections, or maybe they want to try to do something from within their office. And they may have decided to try to do something and make some phone calls, since they probably know that person earlier than that. But that's the normal set of circumstances that we recommend following, and it's been as successful as any have been. Again, relying on statements to collect that outstanding balance is not the best way to deal with it, but we have found that method to be the best way in handling that. I hope I've handled your question. If not, certainly stop in at jetptbilling.com and we'll handle that and any other question that you might have. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.